let's go to the first responder bowl. Let's talk Texas State. Let's talk Rice, and let's skip all the heebie-jeeba bologna sandwiches. All right, and let's just get to the I'm slamming Texas State minus five and a
Come
half.
on.
I'm slamming Texas State minus five and a half. You're telling me a Rice team with no JT Daniels, a Texas State team that pretty much gets everyone back, right? Am I right by that?
Just about everyone important. I mean, Joey Hobart has been hurt. Same with Dorian Strawn, but I think they have, that's not really news to them. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Come on. TJ Finley's been balling out this year for the most part, especially against inferior competition. Especially. Especially. He has
Hmm.
struggled in that Troy game, but he has absolutely balled out. Absolutely balled out. Now, Rice in their own right, right? Even against like SMU, right, when they didn't have JT Daniels in that game, where he got hurt in the middle of that game, and you had Paget come in. Paget hasn't played terribly, right? He played really well against FAU, and they won that game. He didn't play great against Charlotte, but they still won that game because they just ran the ball a ton. Look, Texas State, they're one of the leaders in the country in tackles for loss. We talked about that a couple times when we covered them. I don't know that Rice is going to be able to run the ball against his front. I don't know if Padge is going to be dicing up Texas State. They could be. He could be because that Texas State secondary is not fantastic. Gunnar Watson absolutely diced him up, and
So
so
did
did
Jalen Raynor.
so did Jalen Raynor. But Pageant, I don't think has that same it factor per se. This game is being played in Dallas, so it's close for both teams. Both teams reside in the state of Texas. Texas State's in San Marcos. Rice is in Houston. This is going to be a really good game. This is going to be a really good game. But ugh, when I see it, man, like I mean, Rice does not have a particularly great win this year, except from the Houston game when they went to like double overtime and magically won that game. But that was a completely different team. That was a JT Daniels led team. I just I love Texas State in this spot. I love it. Give me 5.5. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think they'll be able to run the football. I do think I like when this matchup first came out, and I was like, okay, maybe JT Daniels comes back. I know he's been a little bit hurt. I was like, maybe I'll flirt with Rice here a little bit, but I did like Texas State anyways. And now that Daniel's officially medically retired, hopefully he can move on to the rest of his life with some peace and in his injuries. But yeah, I really like Texas State here, and 5.5 I don't think is enough. I think Finley and them can really get after it. I love Mahdi, right? The running back is a baller.
Oh, good.
Um,
He's so good.
he doesn't grade
So
out great
good.
on PFF, but I think he runs the ball really really well
I
for
think
him.
he's so good. Well, he does
And I,
everything. He's all purpose. Like he's an all purpose player.
yep,
I think he
and,
was
and
was he second team All American all purpose player, something like that. I think he was.
I'm not
He
too
was somewhere up there. He
sure.
was really good.
Regardless,
Ishmael
though, I
Mahdi.
don't. I think the Sun Belt is literally a better conference than the American, and I don't think that's crazy with all the subtractions the American has had. I think the Sun Belt's really, really good, especially it's just so deep. You see with all these bowl teams playing in the games. I know they've struggled early in games, right? They're off to a 1-4 start, but either way, TJ Finley really, really good. Hopefully they get Hobart back, but I'm not counting on it. I don't really care too much. Either way, I'm excited to see Texas State play and get after it. Oh, Hawkins too. I forgot about him. Yeah, he's a baller as well.
Yeah.
Big play guy, 16 yards per catch. Look for him to get involved as well.
Yeah, I do like that Rice though. They found something in Dean Connors pretty like kind of late in the year. I mean, the guy's only got like 100 carries. He's averaging almost 7 yards
Mhm.
a carry on the year. He kind of really found himself down the stretch, and that was kind of necessary because JT Daniels gets hurt. Whole bunch of issues there with that pass game. It was good to see him get going. I don't know if he gets going against Texas State, man. I don't know. So, gosh,
I mean,
how do you not take Texas State in the spot? Now that's the thing. You say that, and then all of a sudden you're looking at this. It's a bowl game, right? But GJ Kin though, like he's been really good there, dialing up stuff in offense for them. I like him a lot. I like him a lot. Players to watch out for, of course, also Luke McCaffrey, stud receiver for Rice, brother of Christian McCaffrey, guy that we talked about before the season, stepping up big time before
former
even
quarterback at Nebraska,
yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
yep. We were talking big about him before. What's his name transferred to NC State, their other good receiver, and then of course Luke McCaffrey did very well for me in college fantasy football this year. Almost 1,000 yards, a lot of receptions, 12 touchdowns. Kind of a stud. Kind of a stud. Yeah, 68 receptions. Also had like 100 yards on the ground. Yeah, they just find ways to get him the ball. And that's kind of going to be the key to the game, I think. If you can get him in the ball with the ball in space, get him out in that secondary, push the ball down the field as much as you can with AJ Paget. I don't know, man. I don't know. But it's kind of a homecoming for AJ Paget though. He's from Frisco, which is right from the Dallas area. So I'm sure his family will be there. I'm sure he'll be excited. I'm sure his friends will be there. He'll have a lot of support there. But TJ Finley's just been playing way too good at football this year for me to not take Texas State. Oh no, say he gets hurt. Malik Hornsby's a stud also.
Yeah.
So
And they're pretty creative there with what they can do offensively. Also, I do want to mention this defense. Yes, it's gotten some criticism at time from our show and obviously throughout the year because of their sometimes struggles in the Sun Belt, but they're very opportunistic. And when I say that, I mean interceptions, fumbles, sacks, turnovers, tackles for loss. Like it's a big play defense. And when they get going and Finley's hot, they run the football. Like this team can really blow out teams, and we've seen that all year at times all year. And I think that happens again in this game with, maybe a lesser of a quarterback than JT Daniels. And I think there is a talent gap here, and it is Texas State's favor.
absolutely.
Although I do want to mention EJ Warner coming over to Rice from Temple. That's a big time get for them. But also, like, then Rice must obviously not feel too great about their quarterback situation, right? So obviously, that sometimes what sometimes that can tell you stuff too as well.